Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. I simply want to know about the opportunities to do IELTS courses, which is related to English. Would you please provide any information regarding that in India, especially
I
in yes, please.
Okay, so we can get back to this after this webinar. So for now, let's stick to this topic because we have a time constraint. But if you have any queries regarding something which is not related to this topic, we can certainly get back to you, but later. Does that
Thanks,
work?
thanks a lot, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so let's quickly get into this topic. And before that, I would love to say that if you have anything to share, any ideas, any experiences, anything you want to share, you can always raise your hand and I can ask you to speak. And also, you can also share your opinions in the chat box. That also works. All right. So today's topic is developing 21st century skills through English language teaching and learning. Now, in this webinar, we are going to look at these things. So, first, we are going to understand the core 21st century skills. What are they? And then we are going to explore how English language teaching can foster these skills. Then we will also look at the strategies and approaches to teach these skills or learn these skills. And then we'll also share some practical classroom ideas in order to understand them. Now, before we dive into the topic, I would love to know from you, what do you understand by 21st century skills, or what exactly are 21st century skills? Would anyone like to share? So this is a safe space.
Ma'am,
We can share
uh,
any. Yeah,
ma'am,
sure.
it's me. So I'm from Kerala. So actually, more than uh, I mean, lot of skill. We need lot of skills more than teaching competency, like communication, critical thinking. Similarly, a teacher should be competent in a lot of things. Uh, I mean, he should be very good at communication. Similarly, um, critical thinking is there, and a lot of factors are there actually. So there are a lot of skills more than this teaching.
Correct, right. Thank you so much. We also have an answer here. Amruta Vivek ma'am is saying collaboration. Okay, correct. We also have some hand raised. Yes, Priyanka ma'am, you want to say something? Um, Abdul Rahman sir, you want to say something?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I simply want to say, simply, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Thanks. I simply want to say, as the sir told just right before, that today's communication is the main skill, which is too much to be worked on. And that's it. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, communication is also important. Then digital literacy is also important. Critical thinking, social skills, peer learning. Okay, so many answers we have got. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for your responses. Great. So we all know what are these 21st century skills. Great. So let's move on. So, like you all told me, these are the skills that go beyond traditional academic knowledge. So, these are basically the abilities students need to succeed in school, in the workplace, and in their everyday lives, especially in a world that is constantly changing. So, at the core of these are what we call the four C's. So, what are the four C's? Those are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication, like most of you mentioned today. So, great. So, critical thinking, let's quickly look at what is critical thinking. It basically is helping students analyze information, solve problems, and make thoughtful decisions. Then creativity basically is encouraging them to imagine, to innovate and find new ways to express ideas. Then collaboration is learning how to work effectively in teams, valuing diverse perspectives, and building collective solutions. That is collaboration. Then communication. Like most of you mentioned, it is expressing thoughts clearly and confidently, whether through speaking, writing, or digital tools. Anything like email, social media post, anything. Right. So, those are the four skills. But today's learners also need to navigate a digital and global world. So, we must also build digital literacy, that is, using technology wisely and effectively. Second one is global awareness, that is, understanding different cultures, global challenges, and diverse viewpoints. Lastly comes adaptability, that is, being flexible, resilient, and open to change. So, together, all these skills prepare students not just to pass exams, but to thrive in a dynamic and global society or community. Now, the next question that comes is, why do these skills matter now more than ever? So, why do these skills are hot topic now? So the simple answer is because the world is changing and it is changing fast. So technology and globalization are transforming the way we live and work. New tools, new ways of connecting, and new challenges are emerging every day. So think about it. Many of the jobs our students will do in the future haven't even been invented yet. Similarly, a lot of jobs that people are currently doing, those will become extinct, right? So this is again another huge topic of discussion or debate that is going on currently, that will AI replace our jobs or not. So that is a fact, right? So we have to uh, learn, equip ourselves with AI and all the digital tools. Hence all these things come here. So a lot of routine jobs are already being done by machines or AI, right? So the skills that can't be replaced, like thinking critically, being creative, working in diverse teams, adapting to change, those are the skills that truly matter. Those are the skills that are irreplaceable. Now, as educators, we are in a powerful position, right? So through English language teaching, we can help build these skills right in the classroom. Now, I would like to know your ideas. Like, how do you think we can do this? Any ideas? Like, this is an open question. Like, this can have several answers. Different viewpoints are welcome. So, anything you would like to share on this? I will repeat the question. How do you think we can build these skills in the classroom through English language teaching? Yes, Neeti ma'am.
4 மணிக்கு லீவு தான் வருவேன் இன்னைக்கு கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரம் வந்துட்டேன் உத்தம கிளம்பி
Neeti ma'am, I see your hand is raised.
ரொம்ப வெயிலா இருக்கு எனக்கு ஒண்ணு அப்படி கால் வேற ரெண்டு பக்கம்
Priya ma'am, are you saying something?
முடியாத வருதுதான் மூச்செல்லாம் நடந்து ஸ்ட்ரோக் ஸ்ட்ரெயின் மாதிரி தேங்க வைக்கிறேன்.
Okay, so we have some questions, some answers here. Amruta ma'am has said involving students in activities like role play, yes, and dramatization, communication lab or language lab. Yeah, correct. Yes, right. We can do that. Uh, Great. Apart from that, would anyone like to share anything? Yes. Yes, Abdur Rahman sir. Again, you want to add something?
Thanks, ma'am. According to me, nowadays, this is the challenge to divert the mind towards studies. Like distracted students and distracted minds is the big challenge. And this is the biggest challenge that to be improved. and other skills, other improvements for classroom activities and all. That is obviously an important part.
Okay, okay. But my question is actually, how can we develop the 21st century skills in classroom?
Absolutely correct, ma'am. Your question is absolutely relatable, and my answer is connected because if we are talking about 21st century, so apart from talking about the solution and innovation, we need to work on the weak point also. That's why I'm just putting my view. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Thank you. Yes, another answer, by conducting conversation on any particular topic, right? We should give real life examples, situations, PPT presentations, motivating students in theme based class assemblies, student centered activity, right? Case based problem solving, great, great. Yes, great. Nice. Beautiful answers I've received from all of you. Yes, connectivity. So connectivity to real world, right? Okay, great. Thank you. So I have summarized the main, whatever the important things that we can do in the classroom in concise form. So let's look at that. So first, we will look at English language teaching as a natural vehicle. So how does English language teaching or ELT fit into all of this? So actually, it fits in naturally and powerfully. So, first of all, language itself is social and dynamic, right? So, we don't learn a language in isolation. We use it to connect, to express, to understand others. That makes every language lesson an I would request all of you to please keep yourself muted so that others can, understand whatever we are discussing here. Thank you so much. Okay, so this makes language lesson an opportunity to practice communication, collaboration, critical thinking, because it is social, it is dynamic. We can use language to connect with others. We can use language to express our feelings, our ideas, and to understand others, like we are using language right now in this webinar, right? Then second, learning a language means learning about another culture. So when students engage with different text, speakers, context, they automatically get exposed to different perspectives and ways of thinking. This builds global awareness, which is one of the key 21st century skills. And finally, English is a global lingua franca. So it's the language of international business, travel, science, and online communication. So when we teach English, we are not just teaching vocabulary or grammar, we are preparing our students to interact confidently in the global world. So, in short, English language teaching is not just about language, it's a powerful platform to nurture 21st century skills, right? Then, let's look at critical thinking in English language teaching. So, critical thinking is essential because it helps students go beyond surface level understanding. So, it's all about encouraging them to question, analyze, and evaluate information in a deeper way. So, how do we incorporate this into our teaching? One way is through, okay, before I actually suggest these ways, I would like to know from you, like, what do you do to build critical thinking skills in your students? So basic, like, we use these kind of questions in our classes. So so I get emojis right now. So why is this crying emoji? All right, so how do we build critical thinking in our students?
Ma'am, there is written that debate and discussion talks. We can, in that also we can implement like debate. When we take debate, we can debate on controversial topics. Then we'll get to know that how students are thinking. I mean, they might give new ideas, or the I mean, it there happens a wide thinking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I agree. Debate is a great example. Like it really helps to foster critical thinking skills because students can think of both the pros and cons of a particular situation, which develops critical thinking. Great. Yes, Bharti Kuvar, ma'am, Kartika, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. By giving any topics that is which is related to the current situation, and we can make them to split into groups, and then we can make them to discuss about that topic. And with that topic, we can tell them to analyze whether the solution they have given is right or wrong.
Right.
By making
Great.
use of that, the child can able to think whether what they have uh, decided is right or wrong, so that it can improve the critical thinking of the child.
Great. So what you said also includes peer reviewing, peer editing. So these are also great strategies after discussion. Great, great. Thank you. Um, so here also we have some answers. Give them a simple situation and ask them to solve it, right? Relate to real life situation, ask them how you would react. Okay, great. Then asking interactive questions. Students are made to be a part of symposium to discuss about our constitution and preamble. Great. Encouraging students to ask why and how questions, right? Give them a platform to think and do something themselves. Important topics given and tell them to discuss and write presentation. Write or present on them. Okay. Asking open-ended questions that encourage deeper reflection, asking them to gather first-hand information about the things. Great. Okay, so all of these actually foster critical thinking skills. Great that you all are okay. Ask how, why, when questions. Right, asking questions. Okay, so great. I really love how all of you are participating and engaging. Great. This is really making our discussion a valuable one. Okay, I can see some hands raised. Yes, Abdur sir.
Sorry, ma'am, by mistake. Sorry.
Okay, by mistake. All right. Yes, Bharti ma'am, you want to add something? Okay, Neeti ma'am. Kartika ma'am, you want to add again something? All right. Um, I can still see some hands raised, but okay, maybe you forgot to lower it. All right. So let's carry on. Um, so I will give you some examples. So instead of asking questions to the students with a particular or clear or definite answer, we can ask them questions that require them to think critically and justify their responses. So most of the things that we can do to foster creative thinking in students, we have already discussed. Like you have already mentioned those things. So I'll just give you some more examples. So instead of asking, "What's the capital of France?" We might just ask, "How would you describe the impact of French Revolution on modern society?" Or simply asking, "Tell me the impact of French Revolution on modern society." You can say, "How would you describe?" So that personal touch can also come. So they can also think about like they can also reflect on how they have understood a particular topic, and they will share their opinion or their take on it. So another example would be instead of asking questions with just one right answer, we can ask, "Why do you think the character acted this way?" Or "What would you have done differently?" So these spark reflection and deeper thinking among the students. So we can also include problem solving tasks. So these encourage students to analyze the situation, identify the problem, and think of potential solutions. So it helps to develop their ability to think logically and creatively at the same time. So, for example, giving students a situation like you missed your flight in a foreign country, what would you do? So these hypothetical situations require students to make decisions and justify their choices. So this not only engages their critical thinking skills, but also helps them practice language in real life context as they work through real world challenges. Another great strategy is through text analysis. So when students read a passage, we can ask them to consider things like, is the text biased? What's the tone? What's the author's tone? What's the author's purpose? So these kind of questions don't just improve comprehension, they also help the learners to think critically about information, which is, an essential life skill. So this builds their analytical skills as they learn to look deeper into the content when they're reading, rather than just accepting the face value. Rather than just reading it on surface level, they are actually diving deep into the content and making inferences. Another highly effective method is debate and discussion tasks, like you have already mentioned. So these activities push students to think on their feet, defend their points of view, and engage with different perspectives. So in debates, students learn how to construct arguments, evaluate opposing viewpoints critically. And finally, another idea would be evaluating media or articles. That is a fantastic way to develop critical thinking. That is also interesting for the students. So, in today's world, students are constantly exposed to media, and they are being able to critically evaluate the information they consume is more important than ever. This activity actually encourages students to analyze articles or news stories, identify potential biases, and understand authors' purpose in presenting a certain information. So another thing I would like to add here is, so many of us complain that the students, they spend so much time on social media, they might not know which information on the internet is correct or relevant, which one we should not read, and so on and so forth. There are lots of concerns, right? So when students are able to evaluate that information, whether it is actually good or not, whether I should actually consume that information or not, then that problem will also be resolved, right? So we can practice these, and we'll look at how we can do this through teaching English. So as you can see, critical thinking fits naturally into ELT, and it makes our lessons far more engaging and meaningful too. Now, let's come to communication skills. So communication is at the heart of language learning, and it can be divided into two main categories, that is the productive skills and receptive skills. So first we have the, let's talk about the productive skills. So productive skills, which include speaking, writing. So these are the skills where students actively create and express their ideas. So for instance, when students are asked to give a presentation or write an essay, they're using their productive skills. On the other hand, we have receptive skills, which is listening, reading. So these are about understanding and interpreting the information. So listening to a podcast, reading a text are examples of receptive skills in action. So both these types of skills are equally important because they help students to become effective communicators. Now, when we focus on communication, we also need to emphasize on the clarity, tone, and audience awareness. So let's think about this. When you speak to your friends, you might use a casual tone, but when you're addressing a professional audience, you would choose a more formal tone. So, or when writing an email, the tone and clarity should be appropriate to who you are communicating with, right? So this awareness helps students make sure their message comes across as intended. So now, okay, so now I will ask you another question, like how do we help our students to develop these communication skills? So let's hear some activities that really work from you. Yes, Shadma, ma'am.
Ma'am, we have poem recitations, then we have declamation, where we need to introduce the pitch and the tone. We need to keep in mind while the orator skills are being developed for the students.
Right, right. Great. Yes, Sheetal, ma'am.
Ha, ma'am, when we dramatize play, hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah, when we dramatize a play, the character, the children, they kind of deliver their dialogues, and they have to kind of deliver their dialogues in a particular tone, so it has to be delivered very clearly, so that it comes out effectively to the audience. So I think that is another way to keep the tone,
yes.
right?
Yes, continue. Okay. Yeah, great. Then we also have some more hands raised. Lima, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Yes, ma'am. Might be you can give some group discussion or something where you arrange them into, different groups. So automatically, they are not frustrated about talking something. You can just go around them and, you can just keep correcting them every time, in each and every group that you go around. So, they speak fluently because, they are in their groups, they are in their own peers, right? So automatically, whatever is there in their mind, they start talking, right? And then you just correct them, like, because until and unless you talk, as far like, that's just my suggestion or my opinion. So the more you talk, the better you become, right? The more fluent you become. So I feel, like a group discussion or might be a debate between two, candidate or students, where one talks about something and other raises a question, and then again something of that sort can also play a good role in increasing the communication skills.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Then again, we have Abdur sir. Yes, go ahead. Okay. Yes, Shaheen Sheikh, ma'am. Okay, Sheetal Kharbanda, ma'am. You want to add something? Yes, Sajjan sir.
Ma'am, active listening is an important factor.
Mm-hmm.
As we should encourage students to like fully concentrate on a speaker. I mean, then only they can build their communication skill.
Right, right.
They
So
will
listening is
they
the
will be
basic.
able to know about their pros and cons while talking.
Right, right.
They should
Yes.
listen.
Thank you. And then we have, yes, Sheetal, ma'am. You want to add something?
Yeah, you know what? I'm still taking this emphasis on clarity, tone, audience awareness. How do we teach? When we take up poetry, whenever we take up poems, we do kind of, talk about the speaker's voice, speaker's tone. What is the tone of the speaker, right? So that is another. And even in stories, when we are reading, when we are going through the plot, there are dialogues in between, even in the stories, there we have got narration, we've got dialogues. So how, in what tone the dialogue is delivered, there also we discuss that. So I think that's how we teach in our classes. That's how we take it up in our classes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Um, we have Sumita ma'am's hand raised. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Very good evening. Somita here. The most important thing is we have to give them an independent atmosphere. Yes, this can help our students to understand how to monitor their own learning, na? How to adjust with their strategies, and how to self-regulate their behavior. Through these things, we can also improve their skills.
Right. Okay. 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 Sajjan sir, you want to add again?
No, no, no.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we have some answers in the messages as well. Show and tell, pick and speak task.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Public speaking should be emphasized.
Yes.
That's an important
Okay.
factor.
Yes. Clue related topic. Definitely children can find out, listen to real life situation. Okay, great, great. Thank you so much, all of you. Such insightful responses. You all have added, so it's so great to know. We can ask students to connect the lesson context with the real life situation. Yeah, correct. So every answer is correct, so there is no right or wrong answer, and that is what we are also teaching our students, that there is no right or wrong answer. You share your opinions, whatever you feel. That way we are improving their critical thinking skills, their communication skills, because they're using this language to express their views. And in this method, their language is also being improved, their English language. So like someone mentioned, the more we use a particular language, the more fluent we become in that. So can't agree more to that. So that's true. Like yes, so we can do that. We can use language to improve all of these different skills in them. Okay, now let's look at some activities for communication. So one effective way is through role plays and interviews. So I'm sure whatever I'm going to discuss now, like most of you have covered these things, but still for summarizing, I would like to emphasize on a few things, which is number one, role plays and interviews. So would have used role play in your classes. So these are fantastic because they allow students to practice language in realistic and everyday situation. So whether it's pretending to be in a job interview, or acting out a in a restaurant, or students get to experiment with language in a fun and low pressure or fear free setting. Then we have presentation, storytelling. So these activities give students the opportunity to work on both speaking and audience awareness. So when students present to a group, they learn how to organize their thoughts clearly and speak confidently. So this is in with reference to public speaking. So storytelling is another great way to develop these skills, as students get to share their ideas creatively and engage with their audience. Finally, writing for real audience is also important. So this could mean having students write blog posts, emails, or even social media posts, because like they love social media, right? So if we make them write a social media post in English, they're using that the target language, and their language is being developed in this way, right? So they can write that. We can so let's not deny the fact that students do use social media, right? So we can do one thing. We can so for example, if a student has been on a vacation to somewhere, after coming back, or maybe you can do this conduct this activity after summer vacation. If a particular student, so most of them would have gone for vacation to some place or the other. So when they come back, you can ask them to, so they would have clicked pictures, right? And they would post their pictures online. So that's a fact. So you can ask them to write captions beautifully for their social media post. So they would love doing that, and they will take interest in this writing class, and their language will also be developed. When we ask the students to write an application to the principal for sick leave, so sometimes students get bored. But when we ask them to write the social media post or caption for your pictures, they will be so much motivated, the class will be so much engaged in the task. So let's do this once, okay? All right. So now, the beauty of these tasks is that students understand they're writing for an actual purpose and often for an audience beyond just the teacher. Because when they write a blog post, it's not just for the teacher to check or correct. Many people, like people throughout the country or world, can see, read their blog post. They need to think about the tone, the clarity, and message, which are again essential communication skills. So, all right. So, to sum up, effective communication is about finding the right balance between productive and receptive skills. So, making sure we are always clear, mindful of tone, and aware of our audience. These activities will help us. Just a few examples of how we can create engaging opportunities for students to develop these essential skills. There are a plethora of such activities. You can just Google, search online how to build communication. In our students through language teaching, you will get plenty of such resources or activities which you can conduct in your classes, and students are going to love them. Because I have also noticed that when we simply teach from the book, uh, they don't enjoy so much. Like when like vis-a-vis when we conduct activities, they're so much engaged, they're so excited to be a part of the class. And God forbid, the day we conduct activity, if one student is absent on that day, they regret it so much. So yeah, so these are really helpful tools which we can do in the classes. Now let's talk about creativity in the language classroom. So one of the most powerful ways to engage students is by encouraging them to express themselves originally and creatively. So now, when we think about creativity, it's not just about thinking outside the box. It's about giving students the freedom to explore different ways of expressing themselves in English. So this can be through art, through music, stories, or multimedia. Now think about how a short story or a song can ignite a student's imagination and help them see the language in a completely new way. So you would be amazed at how students, how much students can learn when they have the freedom to get creative with their language use. And of course we can also encourage divergent thinking, so which is all about generating multiple ideas or solutions. So this kind of thinking promotes creativity and flexibility in problem solving. So, and it's a skill that goes beyond the classroom. So for these many reasons, creativity in the language classroom is important. So below the picture which you can see is an example from the next curriculum, language lab, which is a tool from the listening skill activity. So here there are plenty of tools for different skills, that is listening, speaking, reading, writing. And apart from these, there are also grammar and vocabulary, for which there are different tools which students can actually practice in the system. So this is an example from the speaking skill. Sorry. So this is an example from the listening skill. So there is an audio which students can play, and they can listen to the full audio. And following this is a series of questions which they have to answer after listening to that audio. So this way, through different listening activities, we can also improve their listening skill. So now I would like to know from you, how or what kind of activities can we do to foster creativity in our classrooms? Okay. Um, yes, Surgeon sir.
No, I haven't raised my hand.
Oh, okay. Sumita ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. In our school, we used to give them different tasks to solve them. Okay, and in for creativity they have to solve those tasks that can be related to English grammar or literature. These are only the ways we do in our classrooms, because our school is in a small village and there are not so many English lab tools. We can't afford those tools, and so in small villages everything is not available there every time, so we have to cope up with these things only.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. So it's great that, despite the fact that your school is in a village area, still you are, taking steps, doing something to improve their creativity. So that is great. We can, improve their creativity or any skill through n number of ways. There is no sure short way to, develop a skill. So we can try our hands at anything. So great.
Yeah, yeah,
I
sure, thank you,
appreciate
ma'am,
your
thank you.
view. Yeah. Yes, Karthik sir. Karthik sir, you want to add something? Okay. Krishna. Okay, Shadma ma'am.
Ma'am, regarding the prepositions, we can use like limited materials we require, and we can place the like we can have a ball and a box, because what I have observed that many students are still confused with regarding some prepositions. So basically, we can do some activities and we can keep the balls at different places and ask the children to point out the preposition like in, inside, beside.
Hmm.
And regarding the ma'am, regarding the poem pronunciation, also we can play some audio and we can ask the student to repeat after it so that they are clear with the pronunciations and the tones and the intonations and everything.
Right. Correct. Yes. Okay. ASIF. Sir, I don't know your name. You want to add something? Okay. Karthik sir. Navya ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. We should ask the children to narrate a story. We have to give the beginning of the story and we should give the chance to create the story on their own. With their own creativity, we should ask them.
Right. Okay. Great. Yes. That's a common method that we practice in classes. Okay. Yes, Sajjan sir.
Ma'am, we can provide open-ended materials, like variety of tools that students can use in a flexible way to improve their learning. Through that way, they can improve their creative thinking.
Yes. Okay. Great. Then we have, yes, Sheetal ma'am.
Uh, we can foster creativity among students by encouraging original expression. Well, original expression, when it comes to speaking, well, you can give them like games. Through some games, you give them a hypothetical situation. You are stranded in an uninhabited island, and how will you survive? What all will you take in case you are there? Something of this kind. We have got a lot of games, of this
Yeah.
kind, giving them a situation and making them speak. Then, if it comes to writing, for example, like whatever story you're teaching, imagine, give them a character. Like, suppose, imagine you're so and so, that character of the story. And now you write your diary entry as that, character. So, or how would you have reacted, in a certain situation? Or it can be writing a letter, or like
To
giving
have
them a
reacted in a
situation
particular situation.
situation based, like that can be from the story that you're taking, or it can be just like just giving them a situation, a creative situation where they have to be kind of be original, right? They have to write something on their own, right?
Correct.
And
Great.
like, poetry, you can give them, they can write short poems, you can give them themes, short poems. They can write haikus, just give them a topic, teach them how to write a haiku, and ask them to write. I think it's very interesting if you take it up in the classroom. So, well, that's how they can express themselves, originally,
Okay, great. So thank you again for your answers. I can see that there are many students who have hands raised, and there are many beautiful answers in the chat box. But since there is a time constraint, I'll go ahead with the next slides. We will look at your answers in the next questions. Okay, I hope that is all right. Um, Okay, so now let's look at the activities. So first up, alternate story endings. So like someone already mentioned, so this not only sparks their imagination, it also challenges them to think critically about the plot structure, characters, and language choices. So it's a fun and engaging way to practice writing while expressing their own ideas. Then we have poem or songwriting. So how many of you have tried this before? I am sure that many of you would have tried this. So students love to get creative with the lyrics or verse, and it's fantastic way to experiment with the rhyme, rhythm, and tone. So plus it's a great opportunity to for them to express personal feelings and experiences through language. Another activity is designing a campaign or ad. So this allows students to tap into their creative side while practicing persuasive language. So they can work in groups to design a campaign or an advertisement for a product, event, or a cause. So it's an excellent way to integrate language skills with creativity and collaboration, because they're not just using language, they're using pictures, they're drawing things which they love to do. So this also caters to multiple intelligences. So students are not just learning by using the language, but they're also learning by doing, learning by drawing. Visual spatial intelligence is also being catered to. Now, so when we encourage creativity in the language classroom, we are not just helping students learn English, we are helping them become more confident and original thinkers. So by incorporating activities like alternate story ending, songwriting, creating campaigns, we give them the tools to express themselves in meaningful and exciting ways. Now let's talk about collaboration in English language teaching, which is one of the most effective ways to enhance student engagement and learning. So when students work together, they not only learn from each other, they also develop crucial social and communication skills. So group work and pair work are great ways to get students interacting. So by working in pairs or small groups, they can share ideas, they can practice language and help each other overcome challenges. So this creates a supportive learning environment where students feel more comfortable taking risk with their language. There is no fear that, oh, if I utter a wrong pronunciation, or if my sentence is not grammatically correct, what will others think? So that fear of judgment gets eradicated in small groups or pairs. Another important aspect of collaboration is shared projects. So these give students the chance to work together toward a common goal, combining their strengths and learning from each other. So whether it's creating a presentation, a poster, or even a short video, shared projects encourage teamwork and collective problem solving. And then there is peer reviews and feedback. So when students provide feedback to one another, they learn to analyze and evaluate language use, which deepens their understanding. It also helps them to practice giving constructive feedback, which is a valuable skill in itself. As far as I remember, in another webinar of ours, we had discussed how we can use rubrics to provide feedback for peer review. So if any one of you had attended, I hope you remember it. All right, now let's look at the activities for collaboration. I'm rushing a bit now because we are coming close to time, so I need your cooperation in that. So Now let's explore a few ideas. So first, jigsaw reading or listening task. So I hope some of you would have tried these. In a jigsaw task, each group member gets a different part of the reading or listening material. They have to read or listen and then share their findings with the rest of the group to piece everything together. It's a fantastic way to encourage teamwork and ensure everyone contributes to the task. Another great activity is group presentation. In this activity, students work together to research, organize, and present a topic to the class. They need to communicate with each other effectively, divide the work, and support each other during the presentation. So it's a great way to build teamwork and speaking skills at the same time. Finally, let's talk about peer teaching and language games. So these activities give students the opportunity to teach their peers. They might explain a grammar point or a vocabulary item to a classmate or play language games in pairs or groups. So peer teaching is not only great for reinforcing knowledge, but also helps students develop confidence in language skills. Um, then we come to digital literacy integration. So this is a really relevant and exciting topic in today's classrooms. In a world where technology is everywhere, helping students develop digital literacy is just as important as teaching them language skills. So what does digital literacy mean in the ELT context? It's about using digital tools, not just for the sake of technology, but to support language learning in meaningful and engaging ways. For example, tools like Padlet, Flipgrid are excellent resources. So Padlet is a great, it's great for collaborative brainstorming and writing. There is a quizzes app for, which turns quizzes into fun, interactive experience. There is Flipgrid, which lets students record short videos, which gives them a chance to practice speaking in safe and creative way. A big part of digital literacy is creating content. When students make podcast, videos, or blog posts, they're not just using English. They're learning how to communicate their ideas to real audience. So let's break it down simply. Number one, blog post. Start with short topics like my weekend, my favorite food, tips for learning English. Students can write these on Google Docs or Padlet and share it with the class. Then comes podcast. Have students record a 1-2 minute audio on a topic, maybe a movie review or an interaction or an interview with a friend. They can use free tools like Vocaro or even their phones. Then videos. So ask students to make short videos introducing themselves, giving a tour of their room, or acting out a dialogue. So Flipgrid is a great easy tool for this. So when students create podcast, videos, or even simple blog posts, they're not just learning English. They're learning how to express their ideas to a real audience using 21st century skills. But digital literacy is not only about using tools, it's about evaluating online information. So our students are constantly exposed to online content, be it news, social media, YouTube videos, blogs, you name it. And not all of it is reliable, right? So our simple, so how do we teach students to think critically about what they read or watch online? Our simple approach is to introduce the CRAP test. So CRAP is the name. It stands for currency, relevance, authority, and accuracy. Currency. Is this information recent? Is it up to date? Relevance. Does it relate to the topic or question they are researching? Authority. Who is the author or publisher? Are they credible? Then accuracy. Is the information supported by evidence? Can it be verified? Then purpose. Why was this content created? Is it to inform, is it trying to inform, sell, or persuade or entertain? So you can you can walk students through a simple article or video and have them evaluate it using these questions. It can be a group discussion or a worksheet activity. So let me give you a quick classroom idea. Show students how different websites about the same topic, let's say climate change. One could be from a trusted resource like National Geography, and another could be a blog with no resource cited. So ask students, which one seems more reliable? Can you find who wrote it? Do they give evidence or just opinions? What's the goal of the article? Inform, sell, or persuade? So you will be surprised how quickly students start to notice differences and develop critical reading habits. Then let's move to project-based learning. So project-based learning is when students learn by actively exploring real-world problems or topics through hands-on projects. So instead of doing isolated grammar exercises or textbook tasks, they work on creating something with a purpose. So instead of they work on something with a purpose, like something that feels real. What makes PBL powerful in language classroom is that it naturally brings in all the four C's that we talked about and we use it in the real context. So it gives learning a real world context. So students are not just writing a paragraph because the textbook says so. They're writing to inform, to present, or to share something important about their lives or communities. It also builds motivation. Students feel ownership over their learning, and it pushes them to use English in a more authentic way. Now, let's quickly look at some examples of project-based learning. So you can try giving a simple project called My City, My Culture. Students work in groups to create a digital guide or a short video about their hometown, its culture, places to visit, food, traditions. Along the way, they practice speaking, writing, collaborating, and even digital skills. Their final output might be a Flipgrid video, a Google Slides presentation, or a digital brochure. So what's great is that they're not just learning English; they're using it to tell their story, to connect with others, and to take pride in their identity. Then let's look at assessment approaches. So traditional paper and pencil test don't really capture these. So that's why in 21st century classrooms we shift the focus from just summative assessments to formative approaches. So it's all about checking in during the learning process. It can be simple as observing a group discussion, giving feedback on a draft, or using quick exit tickets. So it helps us understand, are students on the right track? Do they need support? How can we adjust our teaching in real time? Summative assessments still have a place, of course, but the balance should tilt towards the formative assessment. When it comes to assessing things like creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, rubrics are our best friend. So a rubric makes expectations clear, wherein we can assess them based on how well students share roles, communicate respectfully, or help each other reach the goal. So it gives structure without limiting expression. Another great tool is self and peer assessment, where we can give prompts like, what did I contribute to the group today? What's one thing I can improve next time? What did my partner do well? So it also promotes accountability, which is so important in project based or group work. So assessment today is not just about right or wrong answers. It's about growth, reflection, and real world readiness. Um, then let's look at the role of teacher. So as we shift towards 21st century skills and student-centered learning, our role as teachers is also evolving. We are not just instructors, we are becoming facilitators. So instead of giving all the answers, we are guiding students to discover, explore, and express their ideas. We are helping them take ownership of their learning. So this means stepping back a little, let student ask questions, explore topics in their own way, and make connections. Our role is to support, encourage, and sometimes challenge them, but not to control every step. A big part of this is encouraging autonomy. So, giving students choices, what to read, how to present, which tools to use, and build in time for reflection. For example, what did I learn today? What was challenging? How did I grow? So, these simple habits lead to more independent and motivated learners. Then comes creating a safe space. So none of this works without a safe space. Students need to feel comfortable taking risk, making mistakes, and experimenting with language. So what are some ways to create safe space in your classroom? Teacher is not just a source of knowledge. We are the guide, the cheerleader, and sometimes even the co-learner. So when students feel supported and trusted, amazing things can happen. So whether it's trying out a new word, speaking in front of the class, or sharing a personal story, teacher's job is to create an atmosphere that is safe. And finally, let's take a quick recap. We have covered a lot today. So from critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, and digital literacy. Now let's wrap up with a few ideas. I hope you take away from this session. That is, first, English language teaching is not just about language anymore. It's a more powerful medium for building life skills. That is the four C's and digital literacy. Then, second, let's remember it's not about teaching these skills in isolation. A great activity can build multiple skills at once. For example, a group project might involve speaking, writing, thinking critically, and working as a team, all in one task. And finally, keep it practical and student centered. Give learners real world tasks, choices, and a voice in how they learn. When students are engaged and tasks feel meaningful, the language and the life skills will follow. So, I hope you can adopt these things in your own way in your classes. So, yeah, so thanks very much for being a part of this session. I'll quickly share the feedback link.
Along with
Okay.
this, subject integration can also be done, ma'am.
Yes, come again.
Along with this, subject integration can also be done.
Yes, so many things can be done, and if we keep discussing all of it in one webinar, so it will take the whole night. So, like you can conduct as many things. Like teachers are the most creative beings out there, so we have to be creative. We can do anything. Like that call should be there. That enthusiasm should be there to conduct different activities creatively in our classes, and many things can be done. I'm not saying that whatever I have discussed, only those things can be done. There are several other things. Yes, I can see a few hands raised. Uh, okay, let's see. Yes, Asif sir. Asif sir, you want to say something? Okay, Monica ma'am. Israr sir. Pradeep sir. Yes, yes, go ahead. Okay, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Ma'am, can we have a recording of the session?
Yes, you might get a recording. I'll need to check, but you might get.
Okay, thank you.
Most of the teachers, what the problem they face is like, they have this mother tongue accent with English. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are, you are.
Okay. Can I come once again, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you got? Okay, so they tell that the students speak more in their mother tongue. And by the way, NEP, NCF, both of them focus on mother tongue. So, what is the balance a teacher has to take in a classroom? Striking the balance between mother tongue and English as a speaking language.
Okay, just a minute. So someone just asked about the recording, right? Um,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So no, we don't provide recordings.
Okay, got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, coming back to yes, who asked the question?
Myself, I'm Sridevi.
Yes, yes. Okay, Sri Devi ma'am. So yeah, so we can focus on. So as teachers, we can focus on pronunciation. We can, build our phonetic knowledge. We can do some phonetic training. We can use audiovisual tools in the classroom if we are not feeling confident. For some particular topic, we can't do it all the time, but sometimes we can do. So, for example, there is, poem that has been recited by the poet himself, or maybe some expert. You can play that video or audio in the classroom, and then you can ask the students to repeat after that. So there are several such ways which we can do. And mother tongue influence, definitely we should work on our pronunciation. We should, like we generally tell everyone, that we can, we should practice more speaking in English. We should try to mimic someone who is a native speaker. But again, talking about native speaker, we don't have to get that accent, American accent, or European accent. No, that's not required. But yeah, so, and if you talk about language interference, so we can use code switching sometimes. That is okay. Like, for example, if a student is not able to understand something in the target language, sometimes we can use the native language as well. That is also fine, but the balance should be maintained.
Excuse me, ma'am. According to new NEP, we can't ignore mother tongue, na?
Right.
So
Yes.
we can't ignore mother tongue. So in some cases, we can use that. And it is
Right.
not like that we have to fully use English language in our classes.
Correct.
Occasionally, we can use mother tongue.
Right. Yes. That's why, that's what I said, that we can use mother tongue also, but a balance should be there between the two.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
First of all, a big thank you for this session. However, I would just like to confirm, like the last session was conducted, and some of my colleagues have filled the form, but yet only few of my colleagues have received the subject certificate, including me. Uh, and few have not received it yet. So, what is regarding this? Can you please check and let us know?
Okay, just a minute, I'll find out. Okay, so as far as I got to know, those who have filled the feedback form, they have received the certificates.
I
Maybe
have
it
filled
should
the
be,
feedback form, ma'am, but I
yes.
haven't received it.
So are you sure that you have not filled any
Yes.
wrong details?
No, no, why? I have filled it correctly, but I haven't received the certificate. I have checked the spam corner as well. I have checked the mail twice and thrice because I got to know that some of my colleagues have received it, but I haven't received it. And not only I, some of the other colleagues have also not received it.
Okay. Please check the chat box. Hello.
Uh, okay, yeah.
Hello, can I say
Yes,
something?
yes.
Yeah.
Can you please help me out for like you are doing this session for that 21st century latest skills. So it is basically like related to some AI tools which are using. As we are following the next curriculum, we are like not able to sortify which tool should be like which AI tool should be more usable, more sufficient for us related to the next play plus for like phonics sounds, for vocabulary, for prose writing, for storytelling. There are so many. But can you please give us like preferences for that like particular AI tool that can be used for that for a specific topic, for a specific this
Are you
tool, and
talking
for a
about
prose
next
you can
curriculum?
use
I
this
could
tool,
not.
for grammar you can use this tool. Can you give me a preference?
No, are you talking about next curriculum language tools?
Hello.
Yes, are you talking about next curriculum language tools?
No, I'm talking about AI tools,
Mm-hmm.
which would be preferred for for grammar,
Mm-hmm.
for prose, for storytelling, for enhance the students vocabulary skills, for enhancing their storytelling activities like that. So can you suggest some AI tools, specific AI tool? Because we are like following that digital all the way. We are following digital methods to conduct the lesson plan, to conduct the class. So can
Okay,
you
okay.
suggest some of them?
Yeah, so there is when you talk about AI, there is Grammarly, which is widely known, but there you have to write something, like students have to write something, and then it will suggest grammar, punctuation, spelling errors, the tone, clarity of it, and style changes. These all things Grammarly will detect there.
Okay.
Then Quillbot is another where you can do paraphrasing, grammar checks, tone adjustment, all these things you can do.
Can
Uh,
you please write it down that name AI?
okay.
Hello.
Yes, yes, I am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. So I have provided a list of AI tools, And apart from this, in the next curriculum, I don't know if you're using, there also you can find the language tools. Like there are several learning tools for different skills, lsrwgv, which you can practice.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Excuse me, Madam Ananya. Uh,
Yes.
are you giving the certificates for attending this webinar? It's the very
Yes.
first time I'm attending this, na. That's why I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so when you fill the feedback form, you will receive certificate later, maybe through email.
Okay, 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 ma'am. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, the session is over.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. হ্যাঁ, কল করেছিলে। হ্যালো। হ্যাঁ, তুমি ফোন করেছিলে? হ্যাঁ, হ্যালো, তুমি কল করেছিলে। আমি একা ফোন করিনি, আঞ্জলি তো বলে।
I need to say something. I have a question. Are you there, Anurag?
Is there an anonymous? We need the help from your side. Right?
Yes, yes.
When actually, due to network congestion, it was not possible to attend the whole session from my side. So, can we get a PPT, this PPT in WhatsApp or anywhere so that we can go through that?
No, I don't think you will receive a PPT or recording of it.
Actually, there was due to network congestion, it was unable to continue for a long time. Suddenly, it was having network problem just because of that device. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'll still check if we can share, but we cannot, as far as I know.
If it's possible, it would be great help for us.
Okay, I'll check with the team. Uh, Ankur sir, you can find it on YouTube. This will be uploaded on YouTube.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Means the link which we have provided in the chat, that will for you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, so like whatever is given in the mail, just need to type that heading and we'll be able to find this out on YouTube.
The link has been provided for YouTube video. Uh, you can
Where is it,
click.
ma'am?
Yes, you can
You
click
just
on that.
the one
Uh,
that just send the next social media that one.
yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome.
But again, it's asking to sign in using that. But ma'am, it's asking for sign in.
Okay, I'll check. Wait.
Ma'am,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was really informative and great. We really enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Thank
Please
you.
let us know any other webinars related to students' behaviorism, like new generation students are not behaving well, and we need few suggestions and few ideas about that too. So, if in case you provide such kind of webinars, please let us know, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, okay, we'll consider that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Good evening, ma'am. Actually, I have not yet received my certificates.
Those who have not
Every other
received
name.
their certificates, please send their details again in the chat box, and team will, look at your details and they will share it with you.
Where would we get the certificate, ma'am? Can you please tell us?
Hello. Hi.
So ideally, by what time you receive?
Endo?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Same na.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. I have not received my certificate.
So please send your details in the chat box. You will receive it.
Sure, ma'am. And ma'am, what about feedback?
Oh, you have to fill the feedback form in order to receive the certificates.
Ma'am, can you please share the link again? Feedback
Okay.
form link.
Yeah, I will share.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello educators, those who are asking for the certificate, so please join the WhatsApp group. We will share some Excel sheet there and you will have to fill the feedback details like what was the topic and what is the email ID something. So we will reshare the certificate. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Ma'am, how to join the WhatsApp group, ma'am?
Social media team, if you can guide her with this.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
No, no. Wait, I'll tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Shankar, please guide them how to join the WhatsApp group and
Yes,
feedback.
yes, sure, sure. I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link here, so just wait.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
yes, go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, still we did not get the our feedback link. How to join that?
Feedback link has been shared in the chat box and it's pinned also. You can find it.
Okay, thank you so much.